One thing that I think that maybe Brady's trying to re-engineer on the back end of his career is that he's not just an automatic robot, pull the pin, Teddy Ruxpin style, and know exactly what he's going to say and who he is, kind of two-dimensional, as I've talked about before. That with his social media stuff and behind the scenes with his family, Tom versus Time, and stuff like this, or radio shows or podcasts that he has not done in the past, it has been, I think, a very strategic effort to make Tom Brady seem more human instead of just a football robot. And there's two reasons, I think, for him being a football robot. I think the first is coached by Belichick and the Patriots. I can't tell you how many times I've been inside that locker room when I was working in Boston and had a microphone in front of somebody and asked him a question, and I knew what that player was saying to me was an outright lie. And that the player was lying to me because he had been coached to lie. Exactly as Brady said. Well, what do you think about the quarterback coming up on Sunday? Man, that guy's unbelievable. We're going to have to really work hard to stop him. That guy is going to shred us if we're not ready. You know, we might lose by 3 touchdowns. When I knew the player I was talking to said, that's a rookie quarterback. He's garbage. We're going to win this game by 3 touchdowns. I knew it. Brady was coached that way by Bill and by the Patriots from a strategic standpoint. Loose lips sink ships. Don't give away anything. Don't give them bulletin board material. Don't ever come off as arrogant or egocentric. Only give them all of the credit in the world to keep them at bay, to keep them satisfied, to keep them in their own little area, but not in our area. Don't get them trying to climb our walls. The second part is that Tom Brady, naturally, as he just said there, doesn't really like conflict. He doesn't want to have to answer questions about something opinionated that he said. He doesn't want to have to dig down or dig in on a take. He doesn't want to have to defend himself. He doesn't also want to spend energy talking. He wants to spend all of the energy towards winning. And I think Brady in one fell swoop gives us insight into the Patriots playbook. Lie, 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 lie some more. By the way, I'm not anti this at all from the Patriots standpoint. It doesn't behoove you to speak honestly. And I've said this before, even from coming from somebody in the media. Oftentimes, I don't understand why players or coaches are honest. I'm glad that they are. I don't understand why they are. It doesn't benefit them to be honest. It just doesn't. For me, yes, I have to be authentic. I have to be honest. It's my job. You guys would not listen to me if you thought I was lying all the time. But it won't force you to not root for a player or root for a team or root for a win. An employer doesn't fire a player for lying in that way to the media. You can lie to the media all you want. You're never going to get fired for that. You'll get fired or cut or traded if you're not good on Sunday, or if you lie to your coach or your owner or GM. So I've never quite understood what's the benefit in telling the truth. Where's the win there? You might as well play the Patriots card, and it would suck if every team was like the Patriots, but it's the truth. The truth is the lie. The lie is the truth. The second part, though, is that Brady is a two-dimensional personality. That he doesn't want to rock the boat. He doesn't want to ruffle feathers. He just wants to go out there and ball, which makes him as great as he is. And so naturally, he's not inclined to be that guy, which is why, again, not a criticism, but a truth. His social media team makes him seem funnier than he is. Makes him seem more interesting than he is. Brady's not funny. He's not that interesting. I mean, in that clip, they're laughing, but, you know, it's not all that funny. It's slightly, but not the outrageous stuff that his social media would portray. But Brady's trying to break a little bit of that mold of how we see him, And his social media team's trying to make him like that, his PR team, what have you. And that's fine. I mean, do whatever you got to do. But he's just naturally not that type of guy because he's really buttoned up. And I think it's impressive that for 20 years, he's answered questions, and which is why you see him pause often when he answers questions. And he gathers himself and he thinks about it, is because he has to say something he doesn't believe. But he's really good at it. Whereas, I mean, at the end of the day, Brady is slightly funnier than we know, but not really funny. What do you call me, like a clown? Funny? How do I amuse you? And he's also not all that interesting. He's a football player. He wouldn't make a good analyst. He really would not be a good broadcaster or media guy because not that funny, not that interesting. He's a great player. And I think that's what he's kind of alluding to with this quote.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he kind of, I guess, was funny in that movie Ted 2 with the walking teddy bear.
He's reading a script.
He's reading a script, yeah. But like, I didn't look at that like he could do Saturday Night Live like Peyton did or even Eli did.
Which is why he's never done it. I'm sure he could have done it every year over the last 20 years.
Exactly right. So going through that and making him relevant now through social media while he admits his whole life he spent lying to the media, again, is just another portrayal of what's next. Do I have an entertaining bone in my body and an avenue here where I am going to stay relevant because I've basically spent my entire career lying and being basically as dry as Portland is right now.
Wow.
How about that for a reference? A heat wave's been a topic today.
A heat dome reference there. Yeah, he's a nice guy. He's a phenomenal competitor. He's a legendary quarterback. He's just not very funny. And he knows it, and that's important. And he doesn't want to be interesting, so he's not, and that's important as well to winning.